You think you've seen it all. Well, there's something new out there, more egregious.
There has to be consequences.
The sad part is one of the people that we arrested has been arrested for doing this before, and we've got to stop this.
She works hard for that money.
It's among more than 150 suspects arrested.
Officers arrested 132 people.
I think the community underestimates how much of this is out there.
Every year the numbers trend up. And what that also kind of means is we're finding more and more victims.
The growing trend of people that they know no bounds in terms of how far they'll push the envelope.
It never fails to amaze me. We get people that have trusted positions that we pick up.
So hard for it, honey.
They arrested people from ages 21 to 71.
The scars from my past serve as a reminder that not only did I experience a difficult situation, but I made it through.
Says only shows the increased problem
For trying to buy sex.
During this investigation, detectives charged a total of 35 felonies and 201 misdemeanors.
The trauma that is caused by being able to purchase a person's body and do whatever you want to it is far too catastrophic.
157 people were arrested for soliciting prostitutes, committing prostitution, or aiding and abetting prostitutes.
The sheriff's office calls Operation Autumn Sweep.
She works hard for that money.
The big 1,000 was neatly done.
Ask yourself how you would feel. Ask yourself if it was your son or daughter.
I give him that hot that she slept with 1,057 men in 12 hours.
So you better tell her to take a hike.
Spit on that thing.
After all, there is no scar until the wound is closed.
How's it going, everyone? I guess we got to discuss this, and so it makes me as bad as everybody else, I suppose, right? Because the truth is, whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, all publicity helps things, right? That's needing publicity. One such thing is the subject we're going to talk about today. I just want to touch briefly on it, right? You got to watch what you say, and, I don't know, when it comes to the adult entertainment industry, right? Shut it all down. Anyways, we'll get to it. Here Whiskey and I's taking a walk. He loves this stuff. We're trying to figure out Arctic blast is about to come through, right? It's already cold enough, in my opinion. But I'm trying to figure out a plan what Whiskey and I's gonna do to get through that. He seems to say he don't see a problem with it. Right? Right, Whiskey? Huh? Yeah, he don't see a problem with it. I do. Right? Anyway, so let's talk about this. I'm not gonna give the model's name or nothing like that. I don't want to give too much. Let's talk about this because it's being blasted all over the place, right? These are the things that matter. These are the things that catch your attention. All the shit that should matter, you might hear about it, but you blow it off, right? And whether you're in agreement or disagreement, a lot of people say, well, people aren't, but it's bad attention they're getting. Well, like I said, whatever, right? The thing is, everybody's attention gets drawn to it, right? This OF model hit the news. Oh, she's being glorified. She broke the record, right? 1,050 some men in one day, right? One day, right? That's too many for a freaking lifetime, but we don't see that, right? But we'll all sit here because I've seen a few discussions about it, and we're acting like, oh well, it's everybody else, it's these weirdos that are into that, right? Well, so this chick is like 25 years old. She's only 25 years old, right? And that's just the number in one day. That's not her body count so far for this lifetime. You know what? Anyone that wants to glorify her like that, well, let's check in on her in 10 to 15 years and see what she's worth then, right? But, truth is, by then she's probably going to be facing the judgment, right? It's 100% one for sure way to hell, right? Does that mean you're 100% going there yet? Well, there's probably still a chance for you. I don't know, right? You ain't worth nothing to nobody now. This is what we don't want to, right? Because, here we have half the country burning, the other half freezing. Meanwhile, we're being overtaken by Chinese drones and, every other bit of nonsense going on. But then we want to draw your attention over to this nasty shit. And this is the way the world's going. It's no big deal anymore, right? This is what we don't want to face. And it very much is a spiritual issue as well, right? This is what our youth is being taught. The problem is, we got enough people disgusted about it at the moment, but the truth is that sells, so you got enough people who are not disgusted about it, and that number is growing, right? This is how Satan works over the years, right? This chick is a product of the feminist movement, right? When the feminist movement first started, all these good things. Back then, people had enough morals that, this wouldn't be the kind of thing that would come about. But guess what? Here we are, right? And, this is what we're glorifying. That's something that's meant, right? This what a lot of people don't understand, right? I had someone that was showing interest in me, but I knew her enough that her number's got to be close to 100 or more, right? A lifetime number, right? And that's it's too many for me to right? That means it's nothing to you. It's nothing to you. You're using it for whatever gain. And the truth is that is meant. It's a spiritual thing, and people don't realize that, right? God means for us to find that one person, and that's your spiritual connection together, right? Now it's ruined. And now when you go, the more people you be with, now you're connected to their diseases and their demons. And I'm talking spiritual diseases, right? First of all, when your number's that high, you definitely caught something. I don't want nothing to do with you, right? But then let's talk about the spiritual diseases, right? Because you're connecting your DNA and, your spiritual side with all these people with demons and all this shit you shouldn't be. We don't want to have this discussion because this is what sells, right? This is where we're at in society. We let it go long enough that it's become this. Now we're breaking records, right? The last record was 900 and some in one day. Not the lifetime, the one day, right? Like I said, 100's too many, right? But what's the other issue here? Hold on. The thing is, we got to take an uncensored look at it, right? In order for it to be worthy of this channel. And we got to take a look at it in a way we're just ignoring, right? Let's, first of all, the big thing is women's self-respect, right? That's off the bat, automatically. You hear this and you see what's going on. Where's your self-respect? Right now, there's a few enough women in this, and as always, I'm not trying to cut on women, right? I'll get to the guys as well. But as of now, there's enough that they don't stand for this and they're not that kind, right? They don't agree with that, right? So you're one of those in disgust about this. That's fine and dandy, but this is overtaking the world. This is where we have come, right? Can you say for certain that your daughters don't agree with this kind of thing? Or granddaughters, or, how far along, right? Because the truth is, this is what they're being exposed to. Now the youth see this kind of stuff and they think that this is the right way and this is an important thing, right? And it's not. It's a surefire way to hell, right? You're damaging your soul. It's way more important than people realize. It's one of the original first sins, okay? And, so where's the women's self-respect? Well, this is where your feminist movement has taken it, right? That's a strong, independent woman in the eyes, right? And that's not true. She just made herself slave to so many bonds, right? And made herself worthless to the eyes of any self-respecting man. And now, so let's get to that point. Where's men's self-respect? Because the truth is, obviously, this shit sells, and it sells quite a bit, right? Obviously. And, break out your credit cards, okay? She works hard for that money. That's where we're at, right? And you want to see it. This is the disgusting part about it, right? Because to me, I get it. So I'm not going to cut people down just because they watch certain types of, movies or whatever, videos or whatever. But, where is your limit? And, but at the end of the day, this is what's fueling it. Okay? So maybe some of the shit you're into is like way more innocent than that. But this is the same industry connected, for one. Right? And this is what is importance. And this is affecting people way more than we see, okay? Take a look at the society around you. Now shut down all of this for a minute and just take a look at the world around you. This is happening every day. People sleeping around with as many people as they can. This person today, maybe 2 or 3 today, right? It's a reality. It's sick and it's disgusting. So men, where's your self-respect? Because here's where I'm at, right? This is, first of all, men in general, sorry dudes, but men in general are just disgusting to begin with. They're dirty, right? And obviously a lot of women these days, for sure, right? It's gotten way out of hand. But, men would touch everything in the world before they touch that and then wash their hands after touching that, right? So all this, how many women are so disgusting that you put just anything in you, right? But the thing is, these men that would just give it up to anything, right? This is half the problem. We have a society where we act like, the man's just the stud, and right? And, that's just your job to do. Let me tell you something. You got to have some self-respect, right? What I offer, whatever. That happens to be maybe one of my more better qualities, right? So in order to keep it that, I expect to keep it that way. That's important to me, right? And in order to do that, I'm going to self-respect myself. Not anyone's just going to get it. Some trashy tramp that is okay with several dudes in a day, several dudes in a week, several dudes in a month, in a year. I'm not okay with that, right? And, it's a struggle. It's a real life struggle, okay? But I got to take a stand for myself. Where's the rest of you men doing that? That's the problem. It always traditionally was about women's self-respect, right? Where's the men's self-respect? Okay? Because one, every actions that we all take, other people see and mimic and everything else, right? You're either a part of the problem or a part of the solution, right? And the solution is the old way. And there's no country for us anymore, right? There's no world for us anymore. We're not accepted in this world. So we just got to deal with the hard way. And trust me, it gets hard doing it this way, right? But, I got my own thing just as everyone else, right? And my own sins as everyone else. Right? It's a thing about opening our eyes to see what's going on. This is definitely ungodly stuff, right? And we need to shut it down and not give it any attention, okay? Right? These kind of people need to be exposed for what they are. And secondly, we need to also expose all the dudes that were involved in that. And they all need to be shunned, right? And maybe even worse, this is disgusting. It's actually a threat. You're spreading diseases, spreading all this shit, right? And teaching the youth very wrong stuff. But the women have no self-respect these days, mostly, right? Especially, the younger you go, the worse it is, right? But the men, way worse, right? Way worse. These days, there's no respect about it at all. There's no boundaries. Point is, whatever. But, don't take my advice for it, because you follow my advice, you end up a freezing, lonely man, right? Or woman, right? It goes both ways, really, because that's what I'm saying, right? Nobody's respecting themselves and respecting the boundaries or the value of this stuff, right? The people like good in bed and bad in bed, right? You're all bad in bed, right? Why? Because you're giving it to everyone. No one understands that. You're spreading all this shit, connecting all this shit. It's disgusting. It needs to stop. And this is part of what the fuck's wrong with this world, right? It's just the facts. We're gonna face it? No, let's continue to, and then you can go on stuff and see people talk about it and they'll cut it down and everything else, and half of them are part of the problem, right? Right? You just, you support the whores, right? Meanwhile, the people that do need your support, do need the attention on shit that's going on. Crickets, that's not exciting to us. Why? Why, really? Why is my shit not getting more attention? I've been bent over by as many people as she has, right? When it comes down to it. That's just how it is. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep all of his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For God will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. See ya.